practice. What did you see? It looked like the defense was really getting out.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the defense today. I thought they did an outstanding job of creating turnovers today. The one thing we've been emphasizing, obviously, is creating more havoc on defense. Getting in the backfield and creating turnovers. And I think they were able to do that today. I mean, I told them at the end, you see, it's an emphasis. It's happening in the individual, and then it's translating to the 11-on-11 work. And I saw guys punching at the ball today, creating some fumbles, but also getting in those passing lanes and making some great plays. That's what you want to see. That helps win football games for sure. And I'm happy to see that. I mean, conversely, offensively, you don't like to see it, but I mean, when you're in camp, I mean, that stuff's going to happen. But I think this was the best day defense has had creating turnovers, and that's great to see as we certainly get closer to game time.
What kind of a chess match is it between you and Coach Woody? Does he get you a little bit back in the? Yeah,
I mean, there's a little bit of going back and forth, but I mean, I think for both of us, and obviously we've worked together for a while now, and I don't think either one of us are trying to scheme each other. I think we're just calling offenses and defenses and letting the kids play and see what they're going to do. And sometimes we'll pop a play, and sometimes they're going to pop a play. And so I don't like in camp trying to scheme each other. I think you want to do your stuff that you're going to do and let the kids react and play off of that. And then as we get closer to game time, then obviously you zero in on BC and doing the things you need to do for that game.
You talked about guys competing and earning their roles. At this point in camp, are there any position groups where you kind of thought you knew what you had, but the competition level has forced you to reevaluate?
Well, I mean, I think you're always going to be competing, and I think some position groups are more solidified than others. I certainly think we have to build more depth at a lot of positions, particularly in the secondary. And then also as a D-line. We got a bunch of bodies at D-line, but all right, who's going to be productive? Like, who can we count on to be where they're supposed to be, get to the gaps, and create that? A guy like Nunn, I think, has had an outstanding camp. I mean, he's shown up most days. And I've mentioned his name before. I think Drew Andrews has done some good things. It's good because I think Parker's going to be solid. Thomas Johnson's solid. I mean, Huff's had a couple of good days. Rulo's had a couple of good days, and there's a guy who's a true freshman that I think is certainly going to help us. That's good because we got to create some more of those depths. We're going to rotate D-line. We all know that. We're going to keep those guys fresh. We got to roll them in and out. We got to be able to count on them. And I'm liking kind of where we're trending there for some guys that are making plays.
Speaking of the position groups, obviously linebacker is a position that we've talked to you a lot with the returners there. But Jermaine Wilson's been a guy that stepped out. What have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, I think Jermaine he's got a high ceiling, and I think and an intelligent player. It's just for him. He's been learning the scheme, learning what we're asking him to do. He's got great size, great speed. I think he's a guy that's certainly going to be in a rotation to help us. I don't think there's a ton of fall off when he comes in the game. I think, as we continue to get these reps over the next week, we'll have a better idea of how many snaps that may be as we get to Boston College. But he's going to be certainly a guy that's going to be playing, and he'll certainly add value to special teams as well.
J.K. Myers had a few good days.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned him as a possible depth option in safety.
Yeah.
Does he want to be a corner? Would he prefer to be there, or is he open to doing whatever?
I mean, I think he's going to be open to, if he can find some playing time, where is it going to be? Let's get on the field. I think to him, it's a credit to him because he is a smart player, because he is versatile to be able to play both. There's a lot of calls those guys got to make and know how to play the technique, and that's a credit to him. Would love to put him at one spot and see where he's at, but I think, we're also trying to find, all right, who's the next player that we can put in a spot if something happens, and I think he's one of those guys. He's got enough talent and ability and experience. I think there's something to be said for experience. I know a lot of these guys put out these, how many snaps guys have played and, trying to look at all that. But I think it matters, and I think if you've got game time action, the lights are on and you have to make plays, I mean, that really matters. And so some of these transfers that have come in, albeit maybe group of 5 or FCS, to me, it doesn't really matter. I think that they've played ball, and that's certainly going to help them.
I heard you this morning, you were talking about the old school days and all that.
Yeah.
You don't really need that anymore, but I mean, it is, I guess, more of the emphasis is getting them to the finish line, getting them healthy.
It's just so different now. Even just in the last 3 years, I mean, we have so much more access to the guys in the summertime, and you're doing a lot more meetings and a lot more things on the field with them than you ever have before. And so it is so much more like, I guess, an NFL with the OTAs and stuff that they do. And I still think there's opportunity and time once you get on the field, like during these practices. We do a lot of 11-on-11 work because I think you got to teach through that. but going 2 days and then have a day off and 2 days and a day off, like, I mean, this is, I've never been a part of anything like this before. I mean, this is, you know, but I do think we're getting great work. So I think the guys are continuing to improve and get better. So, I mean, I think it's working. And like I said this morning, too, like we're using a lot of science now. We're using a lot of science and a lot of analytics and those type things to set up practices, and I think to give our kids the best benefit of the doubt of what they're going to do.
Several good-looking freshmen that have played defensively, but offensively, I've seen some guys pulling down balls. Any chance they can get in the rotation?
You know, that remains to be seen. I mean, so much of that is mental. Like I thought a lot of the freshmen last Saturday at the scrimmage had some really big eyes, and they were like, "Wow, what have I got myself into?" And there was a lot of intensity out there, and so that's good for them. But we'll see as we continue to progress to see which ones kind of rise up. I mean, Keegan Horn's a guy I feel like probably going to be on some special teams. Like, you know, he's a 235-pound guy that can run. He's got twitch, and you know, so he's a guy that I think today, I mean, Coach Pascal called him out in the special teams meeting and said, you're going to be playing. You know, so you know there will be some guys like that. I mean, you're right. I've seen some receivers making some plays the last couple of practices. You know, like I mentioned, Rulo is another true freshman. I think Lance Dawson will have a chance. I mean, you know, I'm really pleased with this freshman class. There's a lot of those guys I think certainly going to be great players down the road, but I think certainly going to be players this year too.
You brought in 3 freshman receivers over 6'5".
Yeah.
When you get those really tall, lanky guys, is the bar maybe a little bit lower for what you want to see from them quickly? Is it more just intangibles that can really play?
Yeah, I think, you know, number one, they got such great catch radius, you know, and then you put them out here, all right, let's see if we can start making plays. I mean, there's some of those guys are making some plays. I mean, Josh and Jalen, I've been impressed with those guys. And the quarterbacks like them. You know, it's just like there can be a deep defender on them, and they just know they got such a great catch radius, they can throw the ball out and go make the plays. And then Saturday, I think, you know, Josh made a great play at the end zone, and Jalen's made some. So we like what they can do. And I think for us, maybe you're taking a little bit of a chance signing some of those guys with that kind of length, but they move well. You know, and I think those guys have a huge ceiling. Like, I think those guys continue to get better and better and better. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of adversity they're going to have to go through. But, man, they could be really outstanding, good players.
Omar, J.C. French has had a good camp, but there's been moments where he hasn't been as clean. What's the emphasis with him over this next week as you come to the
Yeah, I mean, we're throwing a lot of stuff at JC because there's for us and how we want guys to play at that position. It's new to him, so there's a lot of things that are new. He's going to make some mistakes when that happens. I understand that. And to his credit, he's done a good job of learning. When he goes back, watch the film, learning and not making that same mistake again. And I think that's the key, because I know he's going to make some out here, but we want to make it as hard as we possibly can in this environment so that he'll be ready to go when he comes to Boston College. All right, thanks guys.